Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be putting in the seat bases. These are the lower ones that go under the car. We've got the big one that goes across the car, just sitting there ready to go. So I'll just show you a little bit of the process of getting these in. As with most things reproduction, they don't fit real well. I've had this up under the car. The radiuses are too tight here and it really just doesn't quite fit. So what we're going to do is you need yourself a nice solid vise, and this is fairly heavy gauge metal, so you can get pretty brutal. It's just a matter of flattening these corners out a little bit, and that just opens that up a little bit. It's going to vary from car to car how much you need to do it. I've already done the passenger side on this car and got it fitting pretty good. So that's basically what you do, is just put it over a hard edge and just hammer it, knock it into shape, knock it into submission. It's really just this outer edge because you're flat here up under the rock. So let's shoot back to the car and I'll show you what I'm going to do. You need to probably come down a little bit there to catch some of this. This needs to come up. This is where this thing fits. Up underneath, we'll slide it up and it links into this chassis rail extension back here. That's just going to sit there by itself for a moment. And hold it in place. It doesn't come out and land on me. And that is where that's going to sit. Now what I've got to do is drill holes through there. We're going to plug and weld it from the top. So I need to mark where we need to put holes in the floor pan. So I'll quickly show you how we're going to do that. Sometimes you can, if you've got a rack, you know, it's pretty easy to do it from, you know, when it's overhead. But, you know, at the moment we've got another car on there and this one is on standstill. So to figure out where we need to drill them, what I do is just put a little punch around and that gives me a reference mark as far as, you know, what I can do is those little marks will be on the inside. We'll mark them out and drill the hole. And go from there. So we'll shoot back up top. Now, the little wee indentations that I've done with the centre punch are not going to show up on camera. You kind of just got to trust me that you can feel them as much as see them. We got one here, got another one there. So it's really as simple as just doing this. Just get a silver Sharpie. Here's your other marker just there. So that tells me that's where the outside of the flange is under the car. Then we've got to drill holes through here. And then we can weld through the thin metal and into that solid seat base structure underneath. We've got to run some more holes around here as well. Just got to mark all that out, draw ourselves a little road map and drill some holes, burn it in. So I'm going to drill some holes, back in a second. Okay, got all the holes drilled for the plug welds right around the perimeter of the seat base and this side as well. You can't see that. You can see the little flange underneath in the hole. So now it's time to burn her in. So again, with the magic of editing, now both sides are welded in. Got it all drilled, all plug weld. welded up. We've cleaned off the any little high spots on the welds, just so the main seat base will fit in nice and flat. That side we've already put some seam sealer underneath where the seat base is going to go, because you're not going to be able to get to it later. So really, yeah, it's a matter of just putting a nice big run of seam sealer, and then I'll go around once it's all welded in. I'll go around and I will finish all the seam sealing and all the other places that need doing. That's just, we're doing that now purely because you can't get to it later. So, here's the main seat base. This is kind of cool because it's the last piece of the puzzle. This is where, yeah, as I say, the last piece of the puzzle. Once we get this welded in, she's going to be good and strong again, back to factory spec as it were. Now when you're putting these in, nothing's going to sit down quite right. So I get in there with some Tech screws, pull those up, and then we can start welding. If you need to, you know, like this is very strong, this is heavy gauge, so it's not going to move that happily. You can do that, just pull it up nice and tight. Always start in the middle and work your way out to the sides. So yeah, that's I'm going to start burning it in now, and we'll be right back. So this is pretty well pulled down on this side where it needs to go. So I'm just going to put a few tacks in there, hold it where she needs to be. A little bit more of a go. So that's got that pretty solidly in place. We got some gaps around here. This side's fitting pretty good, but yeah, we do have a bit of a gap around here. So what I do is use an air chisel, just with a blunt bit on it, completely blunt bit. Make sure you use your earphones, your muffs, and what you can do is just hammer on this and close the gap up. Gaps to close up, run your plug welds where you still have a gap, just a little bit more hammering. Just get it, you want this fitting snugly to that. It's just the strongest way to do it. So I'm going to keep hammering, keep welding, and then we're going to put this baby back on her wheels, get her on the hoist, do any little finish welds we need to get from underneath. It's just a little bit hard to do on stands, and that's going to be getting pretty close to the finish line, guys. So yeah, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show. You know, it helps. Hit the share button as well, and we'll keep coming. I'll get some more welding done today, and we'll be back with the next installment. See you guys.